Hi, I'm Tom from WholeLatteLove.com. In this video, I'll show you how to froth and steam for the popular milk-based espresso drinks. Be sure to hang around at the end of the video, and I'll show you how to pour some basic latte art like a heart, rosetta, or a tulip. When our customers ask how to froth and make the various drinks, I think about it in 4 parts. First is the taste. That comes from the coffee and the milk. Second is a definition of the drink. Third, they'll need to learn how to texture the milk by steaming and frothing. And fourth is just the presentation. It's just fun to do a nice looking drink. Good coffee that is properly brewed is always on the top of my list. Next is the type of milk used. Whole milk can be really sweet and give a texture that results in a smooth and creamy mouthfeel. It also mixes nicely with the espresso. When you start lowering the fat content, you'll lose some sweetness, but the milk will hold more air, so a lower fat milk will be okay for a cappuccino. The ratio of milk to espresso is a personal preference. We'll talk some general guidelines, but in the end, it should be what you like. Here's the tip. If you have a very good and fresh coffee, you may want to have more espresso and less milk. If a coffee is not so great, then you may want to reverse the ratio and use more milk. So let's define the drinks. A standard latte is normally made in a cup that is between 8 and 12 ounces. It consists of a double shot of espresso and some steamed milk with a little bit of froth on it. We like to froth the milk in such a way that we inject only a small amount of air into the milk. I recommend frothing to a temperature of about 140 degrees for the best flavor. If you get much hotter than that, you'll lose the texture and the flavor. A smaller latte, which I really like, is called a flat white, which is a latte made into a cappuccino cup. I like this because I do a few of them throughout the day, and my doctor really doesn't want me to ingest 24 to 32 ounces of whole milk every day. A cappuccino, by definition, is 1/3 espresso, froth milk, and steam milk made it into a 5 to 7 ounce cup. Frothing your milk for a cappuccino is almost the same as a latte. The difference is that with the cappuccino, you inject air into the milk for a longer period of time. Your final milk temperature can be the same, but when you get it done, you will have more air, so the milk will separate a little bit better. Remember, don't forget that taste is the first thing that we are worried about, so think about the espresso to milk ratio. A cappuccino can have a single shot or a double shot. Try both and see what you like best. By definition, a cafe macchiato is an espresso marked with foam. This drink is normally appreciated by those who are espresso drinkers and want to add a little sweetness and texture from the foam. Since there is so little foam, it is especially important that the espresso be of the highest quality and brewed just right. The foam we use is normally a cappuccino type foam, but it's okay to use a latte type foam if you prefer. There are 2 parts to properly texturing the milk for the drinks you're about to make. When texturing your milk, you always start with cold milk into a cool frothing pitcher of the proper size with your proper amount of milk. Start by adding milk up to where the spout starts. I like a 12-ounce Rattleware latte art pitcher for any drinks under 7 ounces. For drinks from 7 ounces up to 12 ounces, I'll use a 20-ounce pitcher. Always do the frothing part of the milk by injecting air into the milk while the milk is cold. When you get to the desired amount of froth, then bury the tip and just steam it up to your desired temperature. Okay, we're making a latte. First thing to do, always purge any water or condensation out of the steam wand. Then you put the wand into the pitcher. Use this spout on the pitcher against the wand as a guide. Put the tip just below the surface, then open your knob all the way. Now lower the pitcher down and you hear a little hissing sound. We're stretching the milk now. That hissing is injecting a little bit of air into the milk. Now I'm filling the pitcher here, waiting for it to start to get warm. When it starts to get warm, I'll bury the tip underneath there, keep the milk rolling, and then when I bury the tip, well, it's going to actually stop frothing, and we're going to just be steaming at that point. Okay, starting to get a little bit warm here. Go a little more. Okay, I'm burying the tip. Now I raise the lever over here, start brewing my coffee. Always want to have your coffee fresh. Keep the roll going here. Oop, no more air. Okay, we're about to 140 or so, so I'll turn this off. Always wipe your wand and give a little purge. Coffee's done there. Always like to do a little swirl here. If you have any bubbles, hit it. That'll break up your bubbles. Now we'll start pouring the milk right in the center. Start high so the milk goes underneath the espresso. Then bring it down. Just work it back and forth. Hold at the end for a little bit and swipe it across the center. And that will give you a latte. Now we're going to make a cappuccino. Always purge the wand out, get any condensation out of there. Tip well below the surface, open the knob, immediately lower the pitcher down. You hear that hissing sound, get a nice rotation in there. That'll mix the milk together. It'll stretch it really nicely when you do that. And lower the pitcher down, keep going just a little bit to keep the air being injected. We're going to do more air in than we did with a latte. So we're going to make it a little bit hotter before we bury it. It's pretty good there now. I'm going to bury it and start my coffee. Okay. And we'll wipe our wand down. Purge that out. Okay, you can see this is thicker than it was for the latte. That's what was done. And this we're just going to kind of pour it right down the center. I'm not going to make any fancy designs on it. And that's the basic cappuccino. I like having the coffee rim around the outside of it like that. Now that you know how the drinks are made and how to froth for each, let's go over some basics and how to make them look nice. First, let's do a latte. Based on my many conversations with customers, I know that most folks want to make a rosetta or maybe a tulip or a heart. I'll walk you through these three types. So I'm going to show you how I do some latte art. I'm not a professional, I'm not a barista on the bar all the time. Basically, I'm a hobbyist. I do this maybe 2 or 3 a day, maybe 3 times a week. And so you can do this yourself, you can learn how to do it, so take a look. Here's how I like to pour a basic rosetta. Start low, go high, come to the center. Working it back and forth, hold at the end, and swipe it across. Here I'm going to pour a basic tulip. Start low, go high, and you start a little bit of a rosetta, and you stop. Pour a little more, and stop. A little more, and stop. And this will be our finisher. And raise it and go across the center. Here's how I like to pour heart. Start high in the center, and you bring it down low. And hold, and swipe it across. With a cappuccino, I like to pour it in such a way that the foam fills in the center and leaves a ring of coffee around the outside. This will require some practice, and the milk texture has to be just right. The cafe macchiato is very simple. Froth the milk to the texture you want, and then pour it. And you can also try and make this one look nice. That's the basis of the latte, cappuccino, and the cafe macchiato. Just remember these 4 considerations, and you will get it nailed down pretty quickly. First, make it taste really good. Use good coffee, brewed correctly. Second, decide what drink you want to make and focus in on it. Third, really pay attention when texturing the milk, and I mean really focus in on it. And fourth, and probably the least important, try and make it pretty. I'm Todd with WholeLatteLove.com. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you back here soon.